Okay, in this video I'm going to decode Superman. So Superman is from Krypton. He also he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, to be alone obviously. His lady is Lois Lane, and his arch enemy, his nemesis, is Lex Luthor. Lois Lane, Lex Luthor. Another important villain for Superman was Solomon Grundy, Solomon Superman. His alter ego is Clark Kent. His disguise when he's Clark Kent, basically he wears a business suit and eyeglasses. You take the eyeglasses off, he's Superman, put the eyeglasses on, he's Clark Kent. Clark Kent is a reporter for the Daily Planet along with his girlfriend Lois Lane. Okay, he wears a suit, a colorful suit that looks like pajamas, with an S on it inside of a diamond, the letter S inside of a diamond. And he has a bright red cape. He can fly. He's very strong. He can lift things. He carries buildings and people and all kinds of stuff and whatever. And he has X-ray vision. So he can fly. He has X-ray vision, and he's strong. And his weakness is kryptonite, which is material from his home planet Krypton, and it gets him very weak. And kryptonite is green. Okay, so Superman starts with S. Clark starts with C. Superman Clark. Superman Clark. SC. An Arctic setting, the Fortress of Solitude. Someone who flies and can carry lots of stuff and is wearing pajamas. SC. Santa Claus. Superman, Santa Claus. Lois Lane and Lex Luthor. That's alliteration. That's doubled alliteration. Both his arch enemy and his most beloved person have first and last names that start with the letter L. So there are 4 L's involved. Down from the Fortress of Solitude / North Pole and across the world. That's 1. Down from the sky where he flies and onto like a roof or the top of a building. That's 2. Down a chimney and across a room. That's 3. And then a child in pajamas coming downstairs and going over to the tree or the fireplace where the stockings are. That's 4. Superman is Santa Claus. Clark Kent is Kris Kringle. Krypton starts with KR. Just like Kris Kringle. Clark Kent, Kris Kringle. Superman Clark, Santa Claus. Lois Lane. Lois is like L-A-U-S in Claus. She is Mrs. Claus. Lois Lane. Lois, and then S-L-A in the middle is a sleigh. Lois Sleigh. Okay, so Superman's embodies who is actually Santa Claus. Well, the parents, and Superman happens to be male, so Superman is like the perfect father. He carries people around. You can imagine now that it's actually both parents, because you think about like a pregnant woman that carries a baby around. That's a superpower. Also a father who might carry children around, or either parent who might carry gifts to be given for Christmas. X-ray vision is a metaphor for empathy, to be able to see into people's heads and maybe give them great presents. It is also a metaphor. If you take the letter X and you look at it, it's like a cross has been laid on its side. So someone suffering on a cross, when you tilt it down, it becomes an X. So it's looking at someone, seeing what they are actually, what their suffering is, and empathizing with that suffering, and then getting them down from the cross. So the cross becomes an X. That happens actually at the end of the movie Logan, with Wolverine and his daughter Laura. Laura takes the cross on Wolverine's grave and converts it into an X. It's like taking him down from the cross. He's no longer suffering. And that's what empathy and X-ray vision, when you can see into someone's heart and you can see what they need, see how they're suffering, and alleviate that suffering with. And it's very much like a superpower. And so he carries Lois Lane. He carries all kinds of things around. He carries presents. He carries children. All those other things. Again, as a superhero with an S on his shirt, it's like he's carrying something in his belly. So he's also like a mom, carrying a baby around. And when you're a baby inside your mom's womb and she's walking around, you are flying. You are not on the ground. You don't have wings, but you're elevated. You're up above. So it's like the experience of being inside your mom's belly. So Superman is both parents and also the child. Superman wears pajamas, and his cape is kind of like the thing you'd see on a stocking, or kind of like Santa's red suit or Rudolph's red nose. What else? You got oh yeah. So if you take the letters in Clark and you go to the periodic table, krypton is an element, incidentally. But if you go to for the letters in Clark, it's interesting. There are 3 consecutive letters in the periodic table spell the name Clark. The 17th element chlorine is Cl. The 18th element argon is Ar, and the 19th element potassium is K. So it's ClArK. Those are the atomic symbols for those 3 elements in a row: 17, 18, and 19. So if you were going to try and like get the next bit of his name, you might go to 20, or you might leave a space and go to 21. If you go to 20, you'll get to calcium, which is that double hard C. You get Clark Kent, Clark calcium. If you go from 17, 18, 19 spelling Clark, you go to 20, you get calcium, or you leave a space and you get to 21, which is scandium. And scandium has an atomic symbol of Sc, which stands for Santa Claus, or Second Coming, potentially. So another thing about the Clark's name, he has Superman is a soft S, C is a hard C in Clark. So C can be, the letter C, because his name begins with C, he can be hard or soft. It depends on the context. So the idea is that if you look at Superman's jersey, he's got an S on it with a diamond, a soft, sensitive man, a fatherly person who is sensitive, is the ideal diamond for like Lois Lane, as an example. So the hard C comes in when Superman has to be a hard C. Another thing, oh, by the way, he plays peekaboo by taking his glasses on and off. It's the most trivial, stupid way to hide one's superhero identity, is just to put glasses on and pretend you're a journalist. But he puts the glasses on, oh, I'm Clark Kent, takes the glasses off, oh, I'm Superman. It's like opening your hands back and forth playing peekaboo with a baby. So it's playful. It's intentionally playful, intentionally silly. Like, of course people would recognize him even if he had his glasses on, but that's kind of the way it is. Clark Kent and Lois Lane work at the Daily Planet, and the Daily Planet is a newspaper. So you can imagine all the letters coming in from kids all over the world asking for gifts from Santa Claus. And so the journalists are like the elves, recording all of the requests from children. That person walked really close to me, so he's going to get on the internet. Anybody that walks really close to me gets on the internet. They are reporters, and they are reporting the news of like, this child wants this child wants that, because it changes over time. Over the course of a year, a kid might want one gift or another gift. Also, Superman's X-ray vision allows him to see. He knows when you've been sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. So they report the news of who's been bad and who's been good, and who's been good for goodness sake, etc. King Solomon was very wise. Solomon Grundy is one of the villains Superman confronts. Lex Luthor is like the smartest man on Earth. And so you have Lex Luthor and Lois Lane, a male and a female, the image and likeness of God, male and female on either side. Okay? And you can imagine the kryptonite, green is the color of envy, and it is also the color of greed. And so multiple children in a family during Christmas watching other siblings open presents and getting jealous, sibling rivalry, jealousy. That present's better than mine, or I want all the presents. Those kind of childish, infantile urges that people have at Christmas because they're selfish and childish. That is represented by kryptonite, bright green, envy, and greed. And the third thing that kryptonite represents is the earth. It's, nature. We talk about being green. We talk about being worried about the environment. If you think about the wrapping paper and all the fucking trees that get used by us during Christmas, that's the kryptonite. That's another downside of Christmas, is the materialistic aspect of it, and the fact that we cut down so many trees for wrapping paper, which is just used, for trivial purposes. Some people, including me, have wrapped paper in newspapers, like are wrapped in the Daily Planet. So all of Superman's traits are not accidental. He's wearing pajamas, he's Santa Claus, and he's the child. Santa Claus being, well, as many parents as a child has. It can be 0 to 1 to 2 to more, but anyway, whoever's Santa Claus to the child flies and carries things and has x-ray vision to see what the child wants, and has an ability to be a journalist and record what the child wants, and all these other things. And of course, the journalists at the Daily Planet can also be children writing down what they want and sending letters to Santa too. And then Santa and Superman is also the child in the pajamas. Again, the 4 L's. I explained those. I'm not going to explain again. There's a little bit more I'm trying to remember, but that's the basic idea behind Santa Claus. None of this is accidental. It is very carefully selected, or the names are very carefully selected. The super traits are very carefully selected. Superman, by the way, is powered by the sun. He is a solar powered deity. So he's like the light of the world, which is Jesus's. That's the holy and sacred part of Christmas. The Christmas we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the light of the world coming into the world. So Superman is a solar powered deity. And Samson in the Bible, the name Samson means sun child. So Superman is very much a sun child. If you think about the name Superman, you think about the name Samson, they're very, very close. And what was the trait of Samson? He was extremely strong, stronger than everybody else, physically stronger, just like Superman. And Samson had long hair, but his long hair was the secret of his strength, which represents male sensitivity. Again, if you look at Superman's jersey, it's an S with a diamond in it. So it's like a woman thinking about a possible mate, a Superman, and envisioning a father figure at Christmas. If you think about Clark Kent, the initials CK, Christmas night with a K. Christmas night with a K. So it's Christmas Eve, flying through the air, delivering presents, what people need, carrying things around, and also, sorry, I get people bothering me again. Yeah, I see. Good job, man. Nice work. You distracted me. But it's Christmas night. It's Christmas night in the sense of being the evening, and it's also Christmas night in the sense of being like a hero. Like if you think about how children view their parents, children want their parents to be heroes. Children want their parents to have their best interests in mind, and to be sensitive to their needs. And that's what kind of Superman represents. He's got X-ray empathic vision to reduce the suffering and increase the joy of other people, and he's got the strength to carry other people's burdens and to bring presents to people, to bring good things to people. So he can see what they need, and he can bring them what they need. He can execute both sides of it. Again, the kryptonite is green, and that represents those 3 things that I mentioned. And that's kind of Superman in a nutshell. I think there's a little more I wanted to say on it. Maybe I'll say it in a separate video, because I got fucking distracted by a retard. And that's this is what they do. That people accomplish more by reducing my concentration by 20% for 10 seconds than they will in their whole life. So anyway, I'll end it here.